Hello and welcome to our slidecast presentation for today on the topic of social media, so what? My name is Barbara Melheiser and I'm a partner at People Results, a human capital consultancy specializing in the area of change, organization, talent, and communications in social media. So our topic today is really the what and the why of social media. What is it? Why is it important? What you need to know, and most importantly, how do you get started? So first order of business is really to identify where you are on the social media spectrum and recognize that where you are on a personal level isn't necessarily where you are on a professional level. Perhaps you're all the way over to the left, you're completely new, you don't really know what it is, you don't know how to use it, you still use your phone to call people. Maybe you're a few steps over to the right, you're a casual user, you use it in personal settings, you're acquainted with the habits of the honey badger. Maybe a few steps over to the right, you're a seasoned user. Maybe you dabble in it professionally as well. You've gone viral and liked it. Or perhaps you're already a social media evangelist. You know what it is, you're very comfortable using it, you keep up with the latest, you know how to use it, and perhaps most importantly, you know when not to use it. So our topics today are: what is social media? Why does it matter? What do you need to know? How can it make your life easier? And most importantly, what now? How do you get started? Starting with some definitions. Social media. First of all, my definition. It's more than YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And then perhaps a more illuminating definition from Safko and Brake in the Social Media Bible. Social media is activities, practices, and behaviors among communities of people who gather online to share information, knowledge, and opinions using web-based applications that make it possible to create and transmit content in the form of words, pictures, audio, and video. Or more simply stated, it's technology that bring people together to share and collaborate. All right, continuing with our definitions. What social media is not, or perhaps I should say is not necessarily. First of all, a waste of time. Although as anyone who has spent any time on Facebook or Pinterest can attest to, it certainly can be a waste of time. But in its totality, social media is a very powerful, efficient tool. It's not a phase, it's not a passing fancy, it's not going away, and in fact, it's evolving on a daily basis. It's not impersonal, and it's not inaccessible. In fact, social media is highly efficient in bridging differences, cultural, geographic, etc. By the same token, it's not a panacea. It is not the answer to every corporate ill, and it's not always the solution. It's not hard to quantify results for cost or effort. I firmly believe in the ROI of social media. If you're unable to identify the bang for your buck, you're probably not using social media in the right way or in the right situation. So first of all, it's imperative to identify your objective and then whether or not social media is the right tool for the job. If it is, it certainly should be easy to quantify your results, whether they be qualitative or quantitative. And then lastly, a very common objection is it's a legal nightmare. We can't do it. Legal won't let me. And while certainly it's very important that you tread carefully here and you team with legal, it's certainly a possibility to use social media effectively and responsibly. All right, why does social media matter? Why should I care? First of all, the power of pervasiveness. It's everywhere. It's not going away, and everybody's doing it. If you don't know the solution set of ideas or the totality of solutions, how can you possibly recommend the best one? So if you don't know about social media, you don't know the entire picture. And then lastly, and most importantly, one thing you need to know, and this is a statistic that will come back a little bit later in the presentation, is the content is out there. The difference is whether or not you influence it. You can't control it. A lot of it's user-generated. In fact, a full quarter of information that's out there about any particular company brand is user-generated. That means your branding department, your marketing department doesn't control what people are saying about your brand 25% of the time. So whether or not you use social media, it's being used about you. You decide if you're part of the conversation or not.